Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. Today, I want to cover the cheapest items that you can get for filmmaking that I guarantee will be super helpful. They'll be the best purchases you've ever made. A lot of times in the world of filmmaking, we get kind of caught into these very expensive purchases that we feel we must need in order to make a movie, such as stuff for equipment or art or other expenses like insurance and music and locations and all kinds of stuff. But I want to take this moment to share with you some of the best, cheapest purchases I made. And if you've been following along, I recently made a brand new short film. It's called Find the Light of Natha. I provide more information, link in the description, and I have a video up in the cards so you can check out more of the behind the scenes. But I want to share with you some of the stuff I discovered from making this movie that really did help. Believe it or not, a lot of these items you can find at your local store and they're not going to break your bank. All it takes is just a little bit of work, a little bit of time to go into your local stores and find some of these options. And of course, this is going to apply to you depending on where you are. If I mention something, you might want to look for an equivalent, okay? But before we get into this video is brought to you by Fiverr.com. Fiverr is one of these great websites I recently discovered, as it's a great place that allows you to connect with all sorts of talented artists and contractors from all over the globe. Fiverr is free to sign up, and I highly recommend that even if you're not looking at hiring a contractor or a talented artist just yet, I really can't encourage you enough. Go through the website and look through all the different artists they have up there. They have graphic designers, web designers, video animators, video editors, shooters, photographers, Photoshop users, and in my case, I got someone that did a very unique and special design for my poster. I'm going to talk about that later in this video, but right now, if you're interested in checking out Fiverr and you want to support the channel, I have an affiliate link down in the description below. Go check it out, and I'm going to leave a link to the person that did my poster as well. Now, back to the video. So the first thing I want to talk to you about are reusable store bags. You might find these at some sort of local store, specifically maybe even your grocery store. This is from Dollarama. I don't know if this is going to be something that you'll have the equivalent of in your country. This is, by the way, it's not sponsored by Dollarama, just want to make that clear. But what I love so much about these bags, first of all, they're recyclable, so once they're done, I can just throw them in the recycling. They're good for the environment. They're machine washable, so once they get dirty, I just throw them in the laundry machine. Boom, they're all clean. But what was so great was I got these really big bags. Like, you know how big these are? They're actually quite huge. And I got 3 of them for $1, like $1 Canadian. Nani? That's extremely cheap considering how you get these 3 bags. And let me tell you, when I was working on the movie, I had to hold props, I had to hold set items, and more importantly, I had to hold a lot of costumes and fabrics for the movie. And I put them in cardboard boxes, and the boxes would rip apart. I put them in plastic and paper bags, they would rip apart. As soon as I got these became a lifesaver because they're not easily breakable. So now I just use these all the time. Anytime I have heavy objects, I put them in there, hang it up. It's been the best purchase I've ever made. And depending on where you go, you might be able to get different sizes. I highly recommend use a fabric recyclable bag, not the plastic or paper ones. The next best purchase I recommend are colored cellophane. So normally in the film industry, we use a special kind of material called a gel. These gels are what go on lights to create different colors. Normally you might see like orange or blue or green or all kinds of stuff. Typically in movies it's usually orange and blue, otherwise known as color tone orange, CTO, or color tone blue, CTB. And sometimes in music videos they go all crazy with greens and purples and reds and yellows and all kinds of stuff. Now trust me when I say that, for my movie I actually did look at gels online on Amazon, but they're like 15 or 20 bucks for a few rolls, which maybe that's a good price for you, especially if you're going to get good use out of them. To me, that was a little bit much considering it's 20 bucks plus delivery and shipping. I found a way cheaper solution, which is colored cellophane, which is actually perfect considering nowadays we're just about a month away from Christmas. So you're going to find tons of cellophane. You can find these at your local dollar store, maybe go into other places like Walmart or something to look around for cellophane. I have to admit, finding cellophane was not easy. You do have to kind of look around and hopefully get lucky to find them. These 3 tubes, each of them cost $3. So I have these 3, which cost $9 plus tax for me. I have green, I have gold, and I have purple. I'm actually using the purple on one of my lights you see behind me. When I was shooting the light of Natha, I also had a red cellophane that I put on the lights to create this really evil look. It looked phenomenal. The only criticism I have is you have to experiment to see how powerful these are. Again, these are not meant to be put on lights and cast a certain color. That's what gels are used for. So for instance, I did a bit of a test where I added the purple. I think the purple does a really good job. I applied the green. I think the green does a slightly good job. It's slightly green, but it's not an extreme green, nor compared to the purple. This gold I recently just got, I haven't tested it yet. So you're gonna wanna make sure that you test yours. But I mean, $3, and each of these rolls that I have here are about 100 feet. So maybe you can go on Amazon, find yourself some colored cellophane, go to your local dollar store, and you'll find some cellophane as well. And I just find these to be a really cheap and easy solution for coloring your lights. You could also buy lights with colored tones built inside them, but those cost easily thousands of dollars. To me, this is just a really cheap solution, and all you have to do is either use clamps, clothespins, or tape to apply these to your lights. A really great purchase in my opinion. The next best purchase, and honestly, I can't even believe I'm even saying this, bed sheets. And yes, you heard me right. When I was making the movie, one of the scenes that takes place in the movie takes place inside a house. So one of the things I knew I needed from the very get-go was to get a whole bunch of blankets and sheets, just so I can throw them around and especially put on beds and chairs and stuff like that. I needed a lot of blankets, so I just went to my local thrift store, which is a Value Village. Maybe you can go to your local thrift store or even a garage sale. Find yourself as many bed sheets as you can. I was genuinely surprised how versatile these things were. They were props, they were set items, they were used for costumes, because I would sometimes have actors, which, mind you, I was going for like a medieval style peasantry kind of look, and I would just throw these blankets on my actors, they would wrap them around, and they looked legit. Sometimes I even use these on the set itself. With white blankets, you can easily just hang these up, and now you have a white solid backdrop. Or in my case, one of the things I actually used these was we went to a park that had a lot of birds, so birds like to crap everywhere. So anytime I had actors sitting or lying down, I basically just put these underneath them so they didn't get dirty and it felt disgusting. But I mean, these were really cheap. When I bought these from the thrift store, they only costed a few dollars, which when you think about the versatility that you're getting from these bed sheets and various different blankets and whatnot, that's a really, really good price. And I mean, just throw them in the laundry machine and they're good to go and reusable. And you know what? If you're ever feeling cold one night, you have a blanket to use. Now, I don't really have a solid price for this. This is kind of going to take a little bit of looking around, but I highly recommend look up equipment from local sellers or even online stores. So I know that we talked about how equipment can get very expensive, and today we're kind of talking about very cheap items. So today it's not necessarily what I would call cheap in the sense like it's less than say 10 or 20 bucks perhaps, but these were definitely at a huge discount for the value that I was getting. So look up in your local garage sales, buy and sell groups on Facebook, go to whatever garage sales are in your area, yard sales, business sales. You wouldn't believe how much equipment I've accumulated over the years that I bought at a huge, massive discount from all sorts of people. I have a set of lights I got from a friend for just a couple $100. The lights are valued to be near $1,000. I actually went around the corner to someone who was actually downsizing from a house to an apartment, and the person that was selling her equipment used to try and do product photography, and so she was selling a lot of her lights. So I went straight to her. She sold me about 2 or 3 of these lights with the umbrella. I have one that's gold as well, and then I have 3 or 4 really big softbox lights, all the light bulbs included. She also included a 5-in-1 bounce board. I mean, we're talking about equipment that would be well over $1,000. I paid $180 for all this stuff. $180. And this is almost not even used. It almost feels brand new, and it's really good quality stuff. So what I recommend to you is, please, next time you're thinking about equipment, first look at local buy and sell groups. You can even check on Etsy, Amazon, Craigslist. Look at anyone that's selling their equipment at perhaps a discounted rate. You never know. A lot of people tend to buy equipment, realize they don't need it, and then they sell them. And often they're not the type of people who may understand what value to put at their equipment, and so then they charge really cheap. Or in my case, she was literally just trying to get rid of her equipment, so she charged really low, and it just became a huge win for me. That's a great way to get some really awesome equipment. The next best thing that you really should start investing in, and this might feel a little bit pricey at the beginning, but I promise it'll be so well worth it, get rechargeable batteries. Trust me, this is coming from someone who has been using batteries forever. I used to buy AA batteries for my store all the time, and after a while, you'd be surprised how much money it costs in the long run. You're buying batteries nonstop, especially if you're shooting as constantly as I am, whether it's for commercial uses, YouTube videos, social media content, or even for movies and various different projects. Rechargeable batteries are slightly costly, so you might be paying almost twice as much as if you were to get the same amount of batteries as like regular batteries. But with the rechargeable batteries, I only paid it once. I have 4 rechargeable batteries. I've been using them constantly over and over again. I must have had them for at least over a year, maybe even 2 years. But once they go dead, I just recharge them and they're good to go. And my rechargeable batteries, they actually don't really take too long to recharge anyways. Maybe give it like a good solid hour, that's it. They're just super reliable, and again, it might feel like a very big expense at the beginning, but I promise that thing will last you forever. It is so well worth it. Finally, I talked to you early in this video about Fiverr.com. Well, now I'm going to talk to you about how I use Fiverr for my movie. See, I wanted to make a movie poster that was very artistic, and I wanted to go for something very stylish. That's something that would really stand out amongst all the other movie posters. So I went straight to Fiverr. They had graphic designers who specialized in movie posters, but I specifically wanted to find someone who could do a stained glass window style, because I had an idea of and a concept of how I wanted the poster to look like, and I just wanted someone to create that sort of stained glass steel look. I searched up stained glass window or stained glass. Sure enough, I found this amazing artist. Her name was Julie. She offered 3 different packages. I got the premium for $55 USD, and basically she had the most easiest, amazing workflow where she first sent me a couple sketches, so we kind of got an idea as to like what's the tone we're looking for, where is everything going to go. And then we started to look at styles and colors and details, and then we got to the final one, which is putting in all the details, all the colors in, and then just making adjustments as we go. And to me, she was very responsive and very professional in how she did things, and I can't recommend her enough. She was fantastic. As you can see, she did this poster for me. This is the official poster for Finding the Light of Natha. She did an amazing job. I'm going to link up her Fiverr account down in the description below in case you want to hire her to do any stained glass window stuff, or maybe some other designs that she can help you with. And again, I can't recommend you enough. Go to Fiverr.com if you're looking at getting a movie poster done, help with visual effects, animation, sound design, music, anything. I think Fiverr can be a really big help, and it's not really that expensive, which I understand that it kind of suffers on the artist end. To me, I think it's also just kind of supporting them at the same time, because who knows, maybe they're using Fiverr to transition from being a beginner to professional, and hopefully they can leap to become professionals. But for the time being, I think it's a great place for us as filmmakers, and just support them, give them as much love as possible, recommend everyone else to them, and it's basically a way to get some of our work done on a budget, and you'd be surprised the amount of talent that you could find on Fiverr. So again, if you want to check out Fiverr, or if you want to go and check out the amazing designer who worked on my poster, I have all those links down in the description. So there we have it. I just gave you 6 really cheap items, or at least cheaper compared to how you normally would have to pay. I'll leave as much of the links down in the description below. Some of them you can find on Amazon. Most of them you can find at your local thrift store, dollar store, any kind of retail store. If you got any value out of this, please make sure to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Make sure you subscribe, because I got tons and tons of great content coming out, especially in December. You really don't want to miss out. And make sure you also check out our merch. Again, we're up with our merch. We got amazing designs in store. If you buy any of the merch, you're supporting this channel as well. Link right in the description. Please go check it out. So unfortunately, I had a brother-in-law who lost a business due to a major fire, horrific accident. Thankfully, no one got hurt, but now we're trying to raise money to go and help my brothers-in-laws to essentially get back on their feet, rebuild their business, or even start a new business to go look for work. It's extremely hard to find work these days, especially during the current pandemic. A lot of places are not hiring as much as they used to. So if you're able to donate to the GoFundMe, I have the link down in the description below if you want to go check that out, support them. Any little bit of money really does help. So if you want to help someone this Christmas, that would be a great start. So again, thanks so much for all the support, guys. Take care. Let me know if there's any items that you got that were super cheap that really helped you out in your movie making experience. All right, good luck, and I'll see you next time.